بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stories of the prophets, peace be upon them. And we are still with the great story of Al-Khidr and Musa alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, sometimes we wish for things that are bad for us. Sometimes we hate things that are good for us. Allah knows and we do not know. So, question your knowledge. Question what you want. Because sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give it to you. Sometimes we make prayers asking for things and it does not come true. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to save us. We ask for something that is bad for us, that would hurt us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is merciful with us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to save us from that by not providing that to us. So do not feel bad when you ask for something and it does not come true. Maybe because it's better for you. Sometimes we wish for money and wealth and it does not come. Maybe Allah knew that if we became rich, we will be too arrogant and maybe not keep our prayers and so on. So maybe wealth would hurt us at the end. Maybe with this wealth would cause us to have family problems and so on. So you do not know. So leave it to Allah. You ask and submit. Ask. But if it does not come true, submit. Now, that is the explanation for the ship. Why did He kill a young boy, 10 years old? Why? Allah knew that this young boy would grow up to become arrogant, a murderer, a tyrant, disbelieving in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he would hurt his own parents. Allah knew what will happen to this child. The parents of this boy were good man and woman, believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to save them from this young man who will become their misery. Now, killing him would do many things. First of all, his parents would be saved from the misery of a tyrant boy. I mean, how many parents have been hurt by their own kids? Allah knew that He will hurt His own parents. So Allah wanted to save them. Secondly, what is better for this boy? To die young, innocent, and go to heavens, or to grow into a murderer and go to hell? So it is also better for the boy to die early. Now, of course, his mother and his father do not know what will happen of him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately made the woman conceive another boy that would be good and better than this boy. So at the end of the things, she still has a boy. The difference is a very beautiful, handsome, and great believing boy that would treat them well. So isn't it better for the parents? As much as it was better for the boy that was killed himself. A knowledge beyond our knowledge. Something that we would never think of. The unseen knowledge. As for the wall, it belonged to two orphan boys that were living in this town, this ugly, miser town. Under the wall, there was a treasure that their parents hid for them. Their father knew that if he had given them the wealth, these evil people in this town would take it away from them. So, what he decided to do is to put the treasure under the wall. Who would use a wall in the desert? So, when his death came, he built this wall in the desert and he hid the treasure under it. Of course, nobody used the wall, nobody thought about it. Nobody, of course, thought of a treasure being hidden under that. The father knew that with years, this wall would fall down. His young two boys would be adults at that time and they would find their treasures and use it because he did not trust anyone in the village. This wall was leaning, falling down, while they were still young, they did not grow enough to protect themselves and their treasure. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Al-Khidr to this wall to re-erect it, rebuild it, so it will stay for, say, another 10 years until they become stronger and they will find their treasure and use it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did it because their parents were good, believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as a reward for them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave their children years and years after their death. Remember, if you are good to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah shall be good to you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shall be good to your children and grandchildren in ways that you have never thought of. Just put your trust in Him. So, great explanations of this. Al-Khidr seemed to possess knowledge that is much superior to what Musa alayhi salam knew. Musa knew the knowledge of the seen. Al-Khidr knew the knowledge of the metaphysical, the unseen. It's a very special knowledge. Some people claim today that they have it. Nobody can have it without the will of Allah. And Allah will give it only to those that will use it correctly. So, what did Al-Khidr say at the end of the story? He said, please Musa, remember, وَمَا فَعَلْتُهُ عَنْ أَمْرِي. I did not do it out of my own wisdom. I only did it because it was the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything that I did was ordered. So please, it is not allowed for us to claim the unseen knowledge or the metaphysical knowledge. It is not for us to judge. So that is the great story of Al-Khidr with Musa alayhi salam, and that is the knowledge we get out of it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us benefit out of it, and remember that the knowledge of Allah is greater of all.